Hi students. So in this video, first we will discuss how to calculate angle between two straight lines, and then we will focus on finding foot of the perpendicular from a point to a line and image of a point with respect to a line. So these are the main things we are going to focus in this video. So first let us find the angle between the lines. So let us take two lines in the slope intercept form. So this is the first line, y is equal to m1x plus c1. Second line, y is equal to m2x plus c2. Whereas m1, m2 are the slopes of the two lines with inclinations theta 1, theta 2. Now we are interested to find the angle between these two lines. Okay, so for example, let us consider a line with inclination theta 1. So this is the first line, and I will take second line. For example, I will take the second line like this, and the inclination of the second line is theta 2. So these are the inclinations, that means angle with respect to the positive x-axis measured in anti-clockwise direction. Then what is the angle between these two lines? So let us take the first line as L1, second line as L2. Angle between the lines is actually this one. So we know that this is theta 1, whereas this is theta 2. The remaining portion angle is going to be theta 1 minus theta 2. So from figure it is clear that angle between the given lines is theta 1 minus theta 2. Okay, now m1 is the slope of first line with inclination theta 1. So therefore I will get m1 is equal to tan theta 1, because for the first line slope is m1, inclination is theta 1. Second line slope is m2, inclination is theta 2. So for the second line we will get m2 as tan theta 2. Okay. Now from figure it is clear that angle between the given lines is theta 1 minus theta 2. Okay, now we know tan theta 1, tan theta 2 as m1, m2. So therefore, I will consider tan of theta 1 minus theta 2 first. I will consider. I am taking this value to simplify. So use tan of a minus b formula. So using tan of a minus b formula, tan theta 1 minus tan theta 2 by 1 plus tan theta 1 into tan theta 2. Tan theta 1 is m1, tan theta 2 is m2. So therefore, we will get m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. What is this? This is the value of tan of theta 1 minus theta 2. So what is theta 1 minus theta 2 now? It is tan inverse of m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. So this is the formula to measure the angle between two lines. So angle between two lines means this can be taken as angle between two lines. Even this is the angle between two lines. Even this can be taken. That means whenever you want angle between two lines, it can be acute angle or obtuse angle. So if you want the acute angle between the lines, when you want acute angle between the lines, that is, this must be taken positive. So this must be taken positive means this total value must be positive. Okay, so hence we can write that acute angle between the given lines is tan inverse of modulus of m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. So when you want acute angle, this is the formula we have to use. Okay, because this is definitely a positive quantity, and hence whatever angle you will be getting will be definitely a positive angle. Okay, so acute angle between the lines can be measured using this formula now. So whenever actually obtuse angle is required means, so if you want obtuse angle, then don't take modulus. So if you get negative value here, you will get an obtuse angle. When you get a positive value for this, you will get acute angle. So you always want acute angle means just take modulus, you will definitely get acute angle always. So this is the formula in terms of tan. This is the formula in terms of tan. So in terms of cos also we have one formula. Let us see that one now. Whatever formula we have written is defined only for non-vertical lines. Because for vertical lines, slopes are not defined. When slopes are not defined, we cannot apply this formula. So for non-vertical lines only, we can apply this formula. Next, now, if the lines are not given in slope-intercept form, that is when the lines are given in this model, a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Let us suppose that the lines are given in a normal first degree equation model like this. Then to find the angle between the lines, we can use this formula. Cos theta is equal to modulus of a1 a2 plus b1 b2 by under root. So a1 a2 plus b1 b2 by under root a1 square plus b1 square. This is a1 square plus b1 square means sum of the squares of x and y coefficients for first line, and similarly for second line. So if theta is the angle between these two lines, this is the formula to find that theta. Means theta can be written as cos inverse of this part. So to calculate the angle between the lines, we can use this formula as well. So when you calculate the slopes, we can use this formula. Without calculating the slopes, just using the coefficients, we can apply this formula. And since we have taken modulus here, this also gives us acute angle between the lines. Now what happens when cos theta is 0? When cos theta will be 0? When this numerator is 0, you will get cos theta 0. So cos theta is 0 means theta will be pi by 2. Angle between the lines pi by 2. That means when the lines are perpendicular to each other, cos theta will be 0. That means this will be 0. a1, a2 plus b1, b2 will be 0 when the lines are perpendicular to each other. So this is the standard expression for angle between the lines. The next theorem, if QH comma K is the foot of perpendicular from x1 comma y1 on the line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So I am taking the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 as L is equal to 0. So foot of the perpendicular drawn from this point to the line is QH comma K. Then to find this foot of the perpendicular, this is the formula which we are going to derive now. Okay. So from the figure it is clear that this PQ is perpendicular to the line. So what is the line? Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So PQ is perpendicular to the line means product of the slopes of PQ and this line must be minus 1. So let us see the calculation of the slopes of both the lines. Slope of PQ first I am doing. 2-point formula. Slope y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So slope of PQ is going to be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So I am taking this as x2 y2. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 formula applied. What is the slope of given line? Slope of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is minus a by b minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y. Now, since PQ is perpendicular to the line L, PQ is perpendicular to this line, product of the slopes must be minus 1. So, k minus y1 by h minus x1, slope of PQ into slope of the given line must be minus 1. Product of the slopes is minus 1. So I can remove minus on both sides here. Okay. Now denominator I will cross multiply. So k minus y1 into a is equal to h minus x1 into b. Rearranging the terms now, that is a cross multiply h minus x1 by a, b cross multiplied to this side is equal to k minus y1 by b. Rearranging the terms, h minus x1 by a, k minus y1 by b, you will get like this. So you got this part of the proof. This part of the proof is completed. Now this remaining part we have to get. So what I will do is, this is equal to some constant I will take. Some constant t. Where t is some real number. T is some real number. So now equating these two. So let me take this as 1. Equating these two now. H minus x1 by a is equal to t. And equating this part, k minus y1 by b is equal to t. Cross multiply. H minus x1 is equal to at and k minus y1 is equal to bt. So what is h from this? H is equal to x1 plus at. What is k here? K is equal to y1 plus bt. So we got h comma k values now. After simplification, by taking these two is equal to some t, we got h comma k in terms of t. Now, the next condition we are going to apply is, the point h comma k actually lies on this line. So point h comma k must satisfy the line. So we can substitute h comma k in the line now. We will substitute h comma k in the line, and in place of h comma k we will use these values to find the value of t, because once we get t value we can substitute here. Proof is completed. Okay, now h comma k lies on the line. So I'll remove this part now. Just observe carefully. Since h comma k lies on the line, L is equal to ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, we get, substitute h comma k in the line, we get ah plus bk plus c is equal to 0. So a into, what is h now? x1 plus at plus b into, in place of k, y1 plus bt plus c is equal to 0. So now simplify, we will get ax1 plus a square t plus by1 plus b square t plus c is equal to 0. Next, now in these two terms I will take t common. So ax1 plus by1 plus c. Now in these two terms t common, so a square plus b square is equal to 0. So I can write this as ax1 plus by1 plus c is equal to minus t into a square plus b square. So what is t now? What is t now? So t value can be written as ax1 plus by1. Okay, first I will write t. I am running this figure now. So from this we can get t is equal to ax1 plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. This is minus t value actually. Minus t means we will get like this. So t means I will just put minus. Okay, so this is the value of t. And that t I can substitute here. So when I substitute in place of t, when we substitute this value, that is what we have to prove. So our proof is completed. Okay, so this t value, whatever we got now, we can substitute in this equation 1. So in this equation 1, substitute t. That is what we have to prove. This completes the proof of foot of perpendicular from a point x1 comma y1 drawn onto this line. So using this formula we can find h comma k, which is actually the foot of the perpendicular. Now next we are going to discuss image theorem, that is image of a point with respect to a line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So in the image theorem also, up to this step it is actually same. Up to this step the simplification will be same, and indeed the remaining part also will do same. Up to here almost it is same. After that the concept or application changes after this point. So up to here it is almost same. So I will show you that now. So now let us consider the proof of image of a point. Okay, so here is the theorem now. If q h comma k is the image of the point, image of the point p x1 comma y1 is taken as q h comma k with respect to this line, which I am taking as L is equal to 0. This is the formula to calculate h comma k. Now this is the image of p with respect to line. That means image will be formed exactly at the same distance but on the other side of the line. So whatever distance we have of p from the line, the same distance will be maintained for the image of the point from the line. So this distance and this distance will be same actually. At the same distance we will be getting the image. And of course this line will be perpendicular to the given line L is equal to 0. This line will be perpendicular. Okay. So now when I say that P will be at the same distance from the line as its image, the midpoint of PQ exactly lies on the line. Because the distance of P from the line and its image from the line is same, means midpoint of PQ must lie on the line, no? Midpoint of PQ lies on this line is the concept we will use. And I already discussed that up to here the simplification is same. What is that simplification we did in the previous part? PQ must be perpendicular to this line. The same thing we have done in the previous theorem. See, slope of PQ we calculated y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Slope of the line we calculated. Since PQ is perpendicular to the line, product of the slopes is minus 1. So product of the slopes minus 1, and same thing we have proved actually in the last theorem. So we got this statement, we took that is equal to some t, where t is some real number, equating this with t and equating this with t, we got the value of h and k. So we got the value of h and k. Up to here it is same when compared with the previous theorem. Now the concept changes. Now what we will do is, the midpoint of these two will lie on the line. So midpoint of PQ, if I take as M for example, what is the midpoint of PQ now? x1 plus h by 2, y1 plus k by 2. This is the midpoint using midpoint formula. This midpoint lies on the line is the thing we have to use. Okay, so I will just keep this part and I will try to simplify the remaining part now. Now our aim is actually to find t now. When you find t value, our proof is completed. See, proof of this part is completed. Only this we have to get now. Means t value we have to find, which must be equal to this. Okay, so now midpoint of PQ I am taking as M. This M lies on the line. So midpoint of PQ, that is M, lies on ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So substitute now. This implies a into in place of x, x1 plus h by 2. So I am substituting midpoint in the line, that's all. B into y. In place of y, you have to substitute the y coordinate. Plus c. Now take LCM. A into x1 plus h plus b into y1 plus k plus 2c by 2 is equal to 0. That LCM by 2 I can remove because cross multiplying, that will be 0 only. Okay. So we got the value like this. Now we know what is h, what is k. We simplify now. That I will substitute here now. So ax1 plus a into h means x1 plus at plus by1 plus in place of k y1 plus bt plus 2c is equal to 0. We can substitute h comma k in this step also, or here anywhere you can substitute, but substitution you have to do, that can be in this step or this step, doesn't matter. So ax1 plus again ax1 plus a square t, this I am multiplying with a here, plus by1, now multiply with b, by1 plus b square t plus 2c is equal to 0. So ax1 twice we have, by1 also we have twice, and this 2c I am writing. Okay. Remaining terms, in these two terms you can take t common. A square plus b square. This is equal to 0. So in the first three terms I can take 2 common. First three terms take 2 common and shift to right side. So t into a square plus b square is equal to minus 2 times ax1 plus by1 plus c. What we are doing? In the first three terms take 2 common and shift to RHS. Then we get like this. So, okay, let us remove this figure now. What is t from this now? From this you will get t as minus 2 times ax1 plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. So this is the t value we get. Substitute in equation 1. That is your proof. Okay, substitute in equation 1. In place of t, write this. That's all. That is what you require. So this is the formula to find the image of a point with respect to a line. So whichever point you have to calculate the image for, take as x1 comma y1. With respect to some line they will be giving, take that line as this one and substitute in the formula h comma k. You will get that h comma k itself is the image. So let us do some problems based on these formulas now. So this is the problem we are going to solve now. We have to find the image of this point with respect to this line. So image of this point is required. So take the point as x1, y1 to apply the formula, and this line is taken as ax plus by plus c. So we have to compare this with ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So therefore you will get a as 2, b is minus 3 and c is 5. So let the image of x1 comma y1 be h comma k. We have to find h comma k. So apply the formula. H minus x1 by a is equal to k minus y1 by b. That is equal to minus 2 times ax1 plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. This is the formula. Substitute all the values now. H minus x1 means 1 by a is 2. K minus y1, that means k minus 2. So k plus 2 by b means minus 3. That is equal to minus 2 times ax1 2 into 1 plus by1 minus 3, b means minus 3, y1 is minus 2 plus c means plus 5 by a square plus b square 2 square plus minus 3 whole square. Simplifying now, we will get h minus 1 by 2 is equal to k plus 2 by minus 3. I will simplify this part. So it is 2 plus 6, 8 plus 5, 13. Denominator is also 13. So 13 by 13 cancel, minus 2. So equate now. So h minus 1 by 2 is equal to minus 2. I will take first. So h minus 1 by 2 is equal to minus 2, and this I will take as k plus 2 by minus 3 is equal to minus 2. So cross multiply, h minus 1 is equal to minus 4 and k plus 2 is equal to 6. So I will get h is equal to minus 3 and k is equal to 4. So what is the image now? Image of the point with respect to the line is minus 3 comma 4. So this is the image actually required. For foot of the perpendicular theorem formula also, actually formula is similar. If you want foot of the perpendicular, just 2 you have to remove from this, that's all. If you just remove this 2, that will be foot of the perpendicular formula. Now using this formula, actually you can derive how to get the image of a point with respect to x-axis, image of a point with respect to y-axis. All these things you can derive. So if you want image of a point with respect to x-axis, x-axis means what? Y is equal to 0. So take the line as y is equal to 0. So take the line as y is equal to 0 means A will be 0, B will be 1, C will be 0. Just using the formula we can derive actually with respect to x-axis, with respect to y-axis, with respect to the line y is equal to x. All these formulas we can derive using this one. Just whatever line you want, take that line and you can calculate the image of any point. Okay.